What is up, YouTubers? This is your boy's Cartoon, and I'm here today to bring you another Bleach Brave Souls video. I'm going to be doing the 6-star 100% character analysis on none other than Buntai Jusan no Taicho, Ukitoki Jushiro. That's right, I'm going to be doing the 6-star 100% character analysis on the captain of Squad 13, Jushiro Ukitake. So without further ado, let's get into this bad boy. Alright, so looking at his stats, they look visually appealing. These are one of those characters where I don't feel like I want to vomit upon looking at their stats. It kind of puts a smile on my face with these. So, starting off at his stamina, 786. This is a really decent stamina. 750 plus is what you're kind of looking for with the 6 stars, and this is pretty decent, of course. Attack, 528. That's a very good attack. I mean, not the highest and not the greatest, but it does contest with most of the 6 stars in the game. So I will say that it's a pretty decent attack. Defense 263. It's not that great, not that notable, but it's an okay defense. Focus 247. It's a couple points above the average, but you know, it's not something we normally focus on, so we can move along. Lastly, 605 SP. This is a very, very decent, viable SP for, you know, a strong attack damage build. And he also has a strong attack soul trait to boot. So, sizable, huge chunk of SP. This guy's looking good. Going into his soul tree now, he has 5 attainable upgrades, none of which block your path to 150 level completion. So all you need to do is augment him and essentially provide him with the correct jewels, which will be SP jewels. That is pretty decent to note. Okay, so starting from left to right, top to bottom, Sprinter. Standard on all characters and +1s on your flash steps. Next, Long Reach. This increases his normal attack AoE, or area of effect. Next, Havoc. This increases his strong attack area of effect, okay? Next, Berserker. This increases his strong attack damage. Wow. And lastly, Frenzy. This increases strong attack hits. That is fantastic to note. He has 3 augmentations to his strong attack. He doesn't have any real throwaway abilities for PvE. This is a fantastic character just looking at his soul treat and also noting that his stats look phenomenal. So I'm really curious about this character, as are you guys. Without further ado, please enjoy the clips. Running a sad build. Sad build. Kisuke raid, full boosties, you know how we do it. Well, alright, so first things first, we want to take note of his strong attack recharge time since we're running a sad build. So first strong attack, it's going to be 8 seconds. Second, as you guessed it, is probably 16 seconds. And lastly, we're going to have 24 seconds. Nice lightning on the end attack. That's really good. Cooldown time's fairly standard, so let's get it popping. Oh my god. Wow, that's the first strong attack. Definitely able to take out entry level mobs. Second strong attack seems to be doing, you know, pretty decent damage at close range. And that first one is just, you know, too good to be true. And then this last one here can one-shot even those entry level mobs with no problem. I like the AoE. I like his string. His string's pretty cool. Also, he can, you know, he doesn't do too much damage on his normal attacks, but they're pretty decent to clean up mobs. He does that 600 range, so, you know, his attack, even though it's pretty high, it doesn't really shine all that much. But just the amount of damage that this guy can do based off of one single attack, and also the status ailments that he can also provide with his attacks, just give him this incredible way of just taking down mobs. I love this guy with a sad build. Yeah. Okay, gonna test Jushiro Ukitake special. No tension tie, just hitting him with the raw damage. Oh, that was underwhelming. Running a SAR build. Kisuke Raid, full Boosterinos. Let's get it crunk. Well, alright, so let's go over his cooldown time since we're running a SAR build. So first strong attack, 5 seconds or 6 seconds, like 5.5. Second strong attack, 11 seconds. And last strong attack, 16 seconds. Looks pretty solid as 16 seconds, but I don't have the durations at the bottom. Alright, so now let's see how much his damage suffers from the sad build. Okay, well, it's less likely to take out mobs, that's for sure. But not too much of a problem when you're doing that to mobs on your third strong and just catches that wide AoE. Okay. Now the thing about his playstyle is, since you're always playing toward his strong attacks, mostly when you're using any build, you kind of want to line up your strong attacks where they're going to maximize how much damage they're going to be doing on a whole mob. So you actually essentially want this guy to, you know, be lined up in a hallway like this. This is like one of the most perfect levels for him because, you know, all the mobs are literally completely funneled, like the hot gates in 300. And, you know, that's the kind of playstyle you want with him. You kind of want to retreat and wait until you have them in your sights or crosshairs, and then you just take them out. You know, you could also clean them up with a little bit of normal attack damage, you know, just thrown in there just to kind of get it out the way so you don't have to bide your time from mob to mob. You know, if you just got one guy left, you can just, you know, finish him off with the complete Nad string. And also a really cool thing about his Nad string is you can actually launch this from back here and essentially, you know, get rid of your mobs. It's a really good way of, you know, passing that cooldown time, but it's fairly decent SAR build, you know, I'm liking it, got good control, yeah. Running a Nad build. Kisuke Raid, Nad build, full Boosterinos. Let's get it done. Alright, so since we're testing out a Nad build, people, let us test out that string. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's a 4-hit attack string. Yep. So with that, he's actually going to launch a beam at that last attack, which is very useful if you launch it from back here, and you can see the kind of damage it's actually doing, somewhere around a K, and it's actually like two-shotting mobs, which is pretty interesting. That's a very interesting Nad string. Strong attacks, obviously they're going to suffer very, very severely, but they can still kill mobs. That's so crazy. He can still two-shot mobs, which is pretty interesting. Okay, so yeah, I'm not even doing that much Nad, but oh crap. Oh wow, okay, he does okay Nad damage. Like I say, he does a lot, but he's critting. That's weird that he's just critting so much. Is his crit threshold that close? Like what? I don't even know what's going on here. Okay, so I guess he's going from 16 to variations of 2K. Like, wow. Even a Nad build, he kind of does some serious damage. Whoa, this guy, pretty impressive. Well, there you have it. That's my 6-star 100% character analysis on Jushiro Okitake. In the end, you find out that this character is very good with a sad build. A SAR build gets the middle score, and the last and lower score, it goes to the Nad build, but not so bad of a score. So the breakdown for this is fairly simple. A sad build, it's a no-brainer. His attainable upgrades literally tell you that they're just going to focus solely on his strong attacks, and capitalizing on them is your best bet if you want to maximize the potential of this character. Okay? Those wide AoE attacks that he has, and just the fact that they're going to be doing more than double hits. They kind of do like quadruple hits, some of them. So it's like, it's a very, very good playstyle for him. Very safe as well. He's probably one of the safer characters I've actually seen that are a slasher type. Okay? Playing an SP build and sad is just a no-brainer for this guy. He's going to be one-shotting mobs, and that's what we want. Get him off the field quicker, reduce the potential danger. Next on the list is going to be a SAR build, and a SAR build for many reasons is not that, lower in rank compared to the SAD. It's just the SAD build is one-shotting things, and a SAR build most likely lets you conduct a really safer playstyle, and it still has the potential to knock out a lot of entry-level mobs at the very least. I will say that it is a very comfortable playstyle, and you might opt to go with this one. Lastly is a NAD build on the list, and not one of the more viable builds for this character because you'll just squander the potential that he actually has when it comes down to his strong attacks. That being said, he actually can run without any SP and run full NAD. He's going to be doing somewhere around 16 to 1800 damage, and he crits often, as you saw. So when he crits, he can actually hit 2k as a peak, but he's not going to do too much past 2k, so it's highly circumstantial. I do like that beam on the end of his string. It really is a good segue to knock mobs out at a long distance without having a strong attack cooldown, and that's what helps the SAD and the SAR build, that his normal attacks can actually accompany them, and that is really, really important to note. But when it comes down to a NAD build, squandering the potential of his strong attacks just for an increase on NAD that doesn't really, surpass most of the greater NAD users, or it doesn't even really come close, it's kind of not a good build to use. But if you are a slasher type that wants to just hack and slash your way through the game, this is a viable build that's good enough to produce a decent clear time, and that's what's pretty decent about it. Alright, but either way, this character is just a phenomenally great blue character. Okay, blue characters are usually really rare when it comes down to 6-star department, more so PvE though, I will say that for sure, more so PvE. You can build them for PvP, but that's a different story. Either way, if you have this character in the roster, he gets an A+ for me. I recommend you level him up all the way up. Okay, he will make completing any red raids just outstandingly quick. Okay, he's just gonna knock them all out, and with that Arrancar killer attribute and heavy Arrancar in a lot of stages, this guy can be a joy to use in a lot of different stages, so he gets a lot of points for versatility. Okay, but that's just my analysis. You're always welcome to make up your own opinions on this matter, because that's what this is about, guys. Either way, that's my video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. As always, I'll be bringing you more Bleach Brave Souls content throughout the week. I'm your boy Scartoon, and I'm signing out of here. Dude, chill. Productions!